come off the A2 at the Addisham turning and then head towards Goodnestone. There is plenty of parking when you arrive, and the way into the ticket office is through the old dairy cafe. There's nice seating areas inside or outside the cafe, so you can have refreshments before or after you visit the gardens, or both. There's a lot of areas to visit: gravel garden, woodland garden, parklands, arboretum, but we decided just to visit the walled garden, the entrance to which is through the archway under the clock tower. First place you come across is a small seating area planted up with alpines and some annuals, cosmos and dahlias and daturas in some nice copper pots. A bit further on, there's some nice magnolia trees, Magnolia grandiflora, and these really smell of lemon and are a firm favourite with bees. Next along is a small herb garden on the approach to the nursery. There's more seating, and you can sit and watch butterflies and bees collecting pollen and nectar from the herbs. The garden propagates lots of its own plants for use in the garden and for sale. At the back of the greenhouse is a display of alpines that have been planted up in old wash basins, and they've even used an old cow trough. There's plenty of nice shady spots to sit and have a contemplation. There's all manner of climbers planted along the walls. Here we've got a clematis and some roses, although the roses are finished flowering by the look of it. Alongside the nursery is a small rose garden where you can sit and have a look along the vista towards the church at Goodnestone. A few videos back I was asked to recommend some small trees for small gardens, and here's one I recommended: Pyrus salicifolia, or weeping pear tree. This one is about 10 years old, and this one is about 30 years old. Moving on from the rose garden, we come to some herbaceous borders. This one looks like it's planted up to be a silver and white border. The next border along from the silver and white border is a purple border. So here's a nice rose, but as you can see there's no pollinators. This is because it's a double flowered rose and the petals are tight together and the bees can't get into the pollen. Moving on from the flower borders, we arrive at the kitchen garden, planted up with fruits and vegetables. These globe artichokes have been allowed to flower, and again they're another firm favourite with the bees. In the fruit and veg garden there's also a cut flower border. Now this is where in the Edwardian times and Victorian times the lady of the house would have come and chose the flowers that she wanted for the day's display in the house. Although this border is mainly dahlias, there are some gladioli and other plants in there. The walls of the kitchen garden are planted up with some nice climbers, such as this one, Campsis, or Chinese trumpet flower. Well, I hope you enjoyed that visit to Goodnestone Gardens, and we'll have an up on for you next week. Bye.